crowd tonight, and we hope that that continues. It's the 29th of August, 1994. On tonight's program, we take a look at the operations of JFK, the airport that serves Manhattan and New York City. Busiest airports in the world at certain times of the day, and a virtual city unto itself. Jim Kaplan has a book out about this facility. It is called The Airport. And I told you last week, we went down to a facility here in Southern California called the Peterson Automotive Museum. And they have all kinds of wonderful cars there, and we're going to run that videotape tonight and then give you all a chance to call in here. And we can play fantasy, like if you could have any car in the world that you wanted, you know, whether it be a 29 Model A or a 31 Caddy or a Hispano Suiza or whatever, you can talk about your favorite cars with the Car Dudes. They are Mike Anson and Steve Parker, and they will join us tonight to answer any questions you have about cars as part of a public service here. How was your weekend?
Very nice.
Very good. I went over to CBS and left my urine sample.
I
can't believe I even said that.
know.
Actually, no, never mind. Gallon. Long term. So anyway, I had some people over yesterday for a little barbecue, and they went home about 8 o'clock last night, and I was having a colortini, and this fellow Ron Popeil is coming on tomorrow night. And he was kind enough to send to my house last week the Popeil pasta maker, which I've talked about here on the program. And I thought to myself, why don't we, you know, experiment with this? Because Ron Popeil will be on the show tomorrow night, and it would be nice to have experienced the pasta maker before he comes on so we can talk about it. So, and don't ask me why, but I picked as my particular recipe last night, bagels. You know, they have a recipe for bagel dough in the Popeil machine. I thought this would be great. So I'm having a little, and basically what I succeeded in doing last night was I was able to flour my kitchen. You ever, and you know what I mean. When you spill a little flour, it's everywhere. It's on the top of the counters, it's on the stove, it's on the range, it's on the refrigerator, it's on the floor. I got flour everywhere. No bagels, but plenty of flour. This was as big a highlight as I've had since one night many, many years ago, I artichoked my kitchen. Yeah. You know how late at night, after you've had a couple, you go in the refrigerator and you see stuff in there that you know is on the verge of rot and you want to get rid of it. So one night, I'm looking at this artichoke and it's greener than it should be. So I thought, let me run this sucker down the garbage disposer. So I cut it up in some pieces and I ran the artichoke for about 30 seconds and it completely stopped the disposer and all the pipes and everything. And I thought to myself, you know, there is a way to clean this up. So I went to the closet and got the plumber's helper and I put that in the sink and I start plunging, okay? Now, like most homes, I have a 2-sink basin. And what I effectively did was I created a cannon out of the drain in the sink next, okay? And artichoke is, I mean, it's on the range hood, it's on the windows, it's everywhere, and nothing smells like artichoke. So I worked at this for about an hour and did nothing but make it worse. I wasn't loaded, I was exhausted. I went to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, I'll clean this up in the morning. Have you ever seen dried artichoke on a window and dried artichoke on the range? And it was awful. It was well, this morning it was much the same thing with deflouring the kitchen. Usually when I deflour, it does not take place in the kitchen. But anyway, so when Ron comes in tomorrow night, I got to get the bagel thing down straight. In the meantime, don't mention bagels to me. Don't get me started. Jim Kaplan is here tonight to talk about JFK and then our favorite cars at the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los. I was going to say downtown, but it's not all the way downtown. It's just shy of Miracle Mile. Thank you for caring. We will be right back after these messages. Fire up a colortini now and watch the pictures as they fly through the air. Play for a second. We got culture tonight. Let it play for a second. Makes you smile, doesn't it? Huh? The reason we're doing this, folks, is today the music of the Three Tenors Encore concert, which was conducted during July at Dodger Stadium, came out, and so we rushed out this afternoon purchased our own copy of the Three Tenors cassette, and you'll be enjoying the music of these three remarkable talents and the conducting of Zubin Mehta as our background and bump music on tonight's program in an attempt to give a variety to our presentation. Hi, folks, I'm Tom. This is the Colorcast now for Tuesday night. It's the 30th of August, 1984, and this particular edition is dedicated to Alice Steinhardt, who is the mom of Tom Rogers, who's our boss back in Fort Lee and New York as president of NBC Cable. Tom tells us that Alice is an enormous fan of the Colorcast. She fires up several color teenies per night and enjoys it back there. So, Alice, this one has got your name on, and thanks for watching. And by the way, Alice, you picked a good night to have your name on the show. Elayne Boosler is here tonight, the very funny comedian, and Mr. Ron Popeil, who I guess has sold more stuff on television in 40 years than any other single living human being. I'll tell you something. I have great respect for people who are able to go on this medium and sell stuff. I knew Betty Furness, the gal who did the commercials for Westinghouse during the conventions in 1952, who became a household word because she said the great line, "You can be sure if it's Westinghouse." Remember that?
Yes.
Now, in 1963, I was working for Channel 11 in Atlanta, Georgia, WLWA, the Crosley Broadcasting Company. And we were all announcers back then. We did the news and we did the weather, we did the sports, and my particular show, my particular high hard one, was something called the Morning Matinee. This went on at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it featured movies. We had Mr. Moto Takes a Chance, Charlie Chan Finds Your Mother, and Kiss My Sesame Hayakawa. We had them all. We had them all.
Terribly sorry.
And you'd come on at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the Morning Matinee was brought to you by Kay Jewelers. And Kay Jewelers sold everything but jewelry. They sold washing machines, they sold hair dryers, they sold electric shavers, they sold radios, hi-fis, everything but jewelry. And you could buy at Kay Jewelers with no money. The tagline there was, excuse me, your credit is, it's okay to okay till payday. Your credit is okay with Kay. So the first commercial out of the box on a Monday morning is dishes that don't break, unbreakable dinnerware, okay? And the line on the prompter, the first of a 2-minute commercial live is, "Look, ladies, they don't break, and I dump them on the floor. The camera pans down, and they shatter into a million pieces," okay? The cameraman is a giant bear of a man named John Molson, who became a dear friend of mine, and we stood there like idiots laughing for 2 minutes. I mean, what could you do? What could you do but laugh? So now we go back to Mr. Moto Takes a Chance, and we're still laughing, and the door of the studio whips open, and in comes Neil Van Els, who was the program director and our boss, and a man who was born and lived his life with absolutely no sense of humor, which was rewarded by him later becoming an executive vice president of NBC. You know, so, but that's another story. So Van Els comes roaring into the studio. He says, "Snyder, if you ever laugh during a commercial again, you're fired. You're out of here." And I said, "But geez, Neil," he says, "there's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is serious business. Now just don't mess around with these commercials." So, okay, fine. So we get through the day, and now it's Tuesday morning. The Morning Matinee comes on, and the first commercial from Kay Jewelers, it's okay to okay, is something called the Attach-O-Matic. Now, if it's called the Attach-O-Matic, it's got trouble written all over it, okay? The Attach-O-Matic is something you can staple papers together, you can glue things together, you can hang pictures on the wall. And the idea here is to demonstrate to the folks, with a charming model, a female presence, how the Attach-O-Matic makes hanging pictures in your home a breeze. So we fire the Attach-O-Matic thing into the wall. And I go through the spiel, $39.95, 6 easy payments, whatever it is, your credit is okay with Kay, okay? And luckily, Mr. Moto is waiting on the reel back there. And I say, "And now, won't you hang the picture and add to the decor of any room?" That picture is up on that wall for 4 seconds. Down it comes, the frame breaks, the picture tears, the glass breaks, and everything else. And of course, once again, Molson and now the model and me are in hysterics, okay? We go back to Kiss My Sesame Hayakawa on the film. Van Els comes roaring into the studio. He says, "The union says I can't fire you, but you're off the Morning Matinee for good. That's the greatest favor anybody's ever paid me in the history of broadcasting." See, so as I say, if this guy Popeil can sell things, more power to him. Lastly, there's a column in the paper out here where they run little stories. They give you the Jay Leno jokes and the Dave Letterman monologue. And by the way, Dave, happy first anniversary tonight, right, back at the Ed Sullivan Theater. So now here a reader wrote into the Times 2 days ago. And she was trying to explain to her kids why the family dog had passed away. And you know, that's a very traumatic time when kids lose a pet. And so what she finally says is, she says, children, she said, try to look at it this way. God took Bowser to heaven. And the little guy says, Mommy, why would God want a dead dog? Fire up a color TV and watch the pictures as they fly through the air. Elayne Boosler is right around the corner. Alice, this one's for you.
I remember the day I said goodbye to baseball. I promised myself minor arthritis pain wouldn't hold me back. And hey, I gotta use this shoulder. That's why I still want strong relief. So I use Ultra Strength Bengay. It has 3 pain relievers. They only have 1. And doctors recommend Bengay the most. I promised myself arthritis pain wouldn't hold me back. Bengay helps me keep that promise. Ultra Strength Bengay. Nothing stronger.
From Touchstone Pictures,
She walked into my house.
a twist of fate changed a lonely man's life.
Where are you off?
How many sacrifices will he make?
Hey, you gotta test that on your wrist.
How much love can he give?
She's not yours, Michael.
How hard will he fight? Steve Martin, in the story of a father giving everything for his child. A Simple Twist of Fate, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, September 2nd in select cities.
There's a place near you where the mountain climbers never touch the ground, where the bodies are made of iron and the bikes of titanium alloy. It's Performance Bicycle Shop with over 6,000 square feet of high-tech cycling gear. But if you go, bring a stump-jumping spirit and your Visa card. Because at Performance, they take cycling to the extreme, but they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Dinner is served.
They had a Ming vase. They had a Rembrandt. Even Louis XVI's favorite chair. But of all their prized possessions, there's only one they haven't had to replace. The Range Rover. Range Rover. The world's most capable luxury vehicle.
Street smart. Wall Street smart. Right on. Right on the money. Engaging your mind, minding your business. Whether the subject is love or money, we've got the people who know what they're talking about. CNBC, first in business, first in talk.
Tonight from Washington, go beyond the headlines to the reasons why. Equal Time with Mary Matalin and exciting guests. It's never politics as usual on Equal Time.
By the way, since this is Alice Steinhardt night on the Colorcast, if any other NBC or CNBC executives, even CBS honchos, want their mothers saluted or any other members of their family, just give us a call here. Call Michael Horowitz at 840-3013 at CNBC, and we'll get your mom on the air. It's no problem. Perfect. Here is my pal Elayne Boosler, who is here tonight with nothing to plug except that she's on the road, so watch the papers because she's on the way to your town.
That's it.
Who has become one of America's most appealing and most popular comedians, both on television, on the networks, on cable, and in live performance. And I know you love the live performance the best of any, don't you?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
The first time I ever saw you, let me take you back, Freddie Prinze and Friends on cable. You, Jay Leno, and Tim Thomerson.
Richard Belzer.
Was Richard Belzer,
Bob
right?
Shaw.
Yep, but I got the short version. It was just you, Thomerson,
Oh,
and
you
Jay,
didn't pay your cable bill?
and no, somebody sent me a tape.
Yeah.
And Jay Leno.
And it was us.
And it was hugely funny at the time because it was so unique and so original.
Well, it was the first one, the first young comedian special. We were all actually young then, so it was aptly named. We couldn't do it again, but I run into people now, it's 20 years later, that say, I still play that tape at parties. I don't even have a copy of it. I just remember that I was so tough in the early days that someone taped it for me, and I knew that I was so tough. I said, erase the tape, and he called me the next day and said, you were so tough that I taped a football game over it, and you still came through on the 40-yard line. Because you have to sell hard in the early days. You know, there were no women, and I was young, and I was so tough.
What do you mean by tough? I remember you doing a routine about where you're at the checkout line in the grocery store.
Oh, that was a great routine. You remember that?
Yeah, it's the routine where if you want a bag, it's less than if you don't want a bag.
Right.
Yeah, it's a switch.
Yeah, I don't even know if I can remember. You're in the archives, but it was the American logic of paying more for not getting something.
That's right.
More money to be unlisted. More money if you wanted mixed nuts without peanuts.
Right, right.
So if they leave the peanuts out, so the whole thing was mixed nuts without nuts. You don't want a bag, 25 cents extra.
Yeah.
It just went on. It was a really good Pete.
It was
God,
excellent. It was excellent.
That, Pete.
And was that like your beginning? Was that the opening shot for you on big time cable TV?
Well, big time big time TV. That pretty much was it. Actually, the earliest was, God, this dates me, but the Mike Douglas show. Jimmy Walker was our manager. Jimmy Walker managed me and Jay Leno.
Dave Letterman.
And Letterman, and he took us on Mike Douglas, and we all got to do the Mike Douglas show.
Was that in Philadelphia?
In Philadelphia. They used to put us up at the Ben Franklin. You could have hot water or cold. It was really one of those shower, like,
but cold water, 25 cents? Yeah.
25 cents for no hot water.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny because they said you can do 5 minutes. And I said, well, I have 2.5 minutes to do. And they said, oh, no, you can do 5. And I said, no, I have 2.5 minutes.
You didn't hear.
I did my, no peanuts, 10 cents extra.
Yeah.
You want a bag? No, 25 cents. And then I said, thank you. And that was it.
That was big time TV in Philadelphia.
That was.
I worked there with Mike. I mean,
Everybody was on there.
I worked for the local station, Channel 3. I did the news, and I did a morning call-in show called Contact. This is 30 years ago, where we had people on television, and are you ready for this? You could call them on the phone and talk to them. Wowzers, huh?
And that probably was the only show of its kind like that.
At the time, it was. At the time,
it was. Incredible.
But I remember at the Mike Douglas show, and I mean, I know Mike to this day, but you'd go...
Is he with us?
No, Mike is alive and well. Mike loves to play golf, and he's a happy camper, and I see him now and again at the golf course, and he's fine. He's just fine. But I remember when you did that show, the Mike Douglas studio was like in the basement of the television station. Remember, you'd get on the elevator and go down to the basement.
Well, I would have been on more, but I used to get lost. I would get down there and the doors would open and I'd go the wrong way and they'd say, well, you missed it. And I'd be in the basement looking at lockers or something.
But I often wondered what it would have been like to go on the Mike Douglas show and have to go in the basement to go on a TV show, because that was the only place. Remember that?
Well, maybe that was the beginning of cable. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still there. Hey, guys. At the top,
Now, the one thing I noticed that you got away from early on was the brick wall at the comedy club.
Oh, that's funny, yeah. Well, it's such a cliche, that brick wall.
Yeah.
Every sitcom that does a scene in a club or anything, it's such shorthand to denote a comedy club. They stick a brick wall up or a fake brick wall, and I just thought it denoted something very specific, which was kind of cookie cutter comics doing 5 minutes of McDonald's jokes and, one after the other. Bloodhounds couldn't tell them apart,
right.
And I just thought, how do you separate? How do you...
Who is the guy, Bud Friedman? Is that the guy that's got the comedy club?
Yeah, he owns the Improv.
The Improv. I often think that the guy lives in front of a brick wall.
Well,
maybe. You know what else I think of when I see brick wall? Firing Squad.
That's the other thing.
Yeah,
and we never got a blindfold or a cigarette, so you're right. What is in front of a brick wall? Someone about to be executed and a comedian. Yeah. Yes, I got away from the brick wall very early. Try to put...
Now, as a kid, I gather probably no little girl wanted to grow up to be Milton Berle.
Well, no, we didn't sit in front of the TV and say, Rodney Dangerfield, that's for me.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't like that at all. I think now, though, little girls do see women comics or comics and think that they could do that because there's a zillion.
But, you talk to male comedians now, like you can talk to Letterman, or when you talk to Carson, or you talk to the fellas who are in the mainstream of comedy, they all had their heroes as kids, whether it be Jimmy Durante or Milton Berle. Yes, Rodney Dangerfield, whoever. But who...
Well, I had those heroes, but not knowing that it was a profession that I would think to go into. I was just totally in love with watching these people. And when I think back in my life, I mean, my parents would go out on Saturday night and leave us, and there was Gleason on that variety show in his bathrobe. Well, I was in a bathrobe, and he was sitting in a chair talking to me right out of that television, and he was your dad. I mean, I was in love with this man. I mean, it was so heartfelt, that connection. So without saying, gee, I'll be Jackie Gleason or anything like that. I just thought what made me the happiest in my life was watching this and Abbott and Costello and Laurel and Hardy on Sunday afternoons. I realized, and then the way it snapped that I became a comedian was I was waitressing in a place that had comedians. 1973. I was 9, and you know, I'd hear the guys on stage saying, "You ever notice? You ever notice?" And carrying my tray, I suddenly thought, well, I always noticed that. I think exactly like that. And it was just this kind of thing of jumping over that line of, you mean this is a job? Guys do this? And I'll tell you, I saw the first night in my waitress job, Mike Preminger, who was brilliant. Now he writes movies. He was incredible. He had a line that I still laugh at. He said, boy, sports are really tough in New York. In other, other cities, they talk about sports, it's a metaphor. But in New York, if they say a guy put him in the popcorn machine, he put him in the popcorn machine. And I just thought that was the funniest joke.
Yeah, it's a great line.
Yeah,
great
he
line.
had great stuff. Or he'd say he called, I'm going back to 20 years. I remember a good joke for 20 years. Preminger said, boy, I'm on the road. I had to call Air France in Texas. This is how they answered the phone. Bonjour, France, can I help you? So he was, delightful.
When I see Leno, I still quote to him a line that he used on the first tape of Freddie Prinze.
Now what was that?
Where he's talking about the difference between New York and California is that in California, the beach is on the wrong side.
The wrong side.
To me, that was a very funny line and still is.
Oh, it is, and I think he still once in a while alludes to it. And was Ed Bluestone on that tape? He was a brilliant writer-comic. He said the difference between L.A. and New York is, in New York, a guy will kill you for a nickel or a token. In L.A., a guy will kill you because Satan told him to.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He heard it in the fillings of his teeth, yeah.
Right.
The other one I love is the New York motto, if it ain't broke, it can't be broken.
Oh,
great line.
That's great.
We will continue with Elayne Boosler and all of you on the toll-free highway at 800-745-2622, back after these messages.
This is CNBC.
Innocence is dead.
Do you mean we're all guilty, original sin, that sort of thing?
Innocence the maid.
There was a time when the British ruled the world.
You must think of us Africans in simplistic terms.
Yes. Oh, no, I mean...
But times are changing.
Kinjaja!
Now, one man is going to open their eyes.
Watch where you're going!
You aren't talking to me, are you, Sonny? Sean Connery, Colin Friels, A Good Man in Africa, rated R. Starts Friday, September 9th at select theaters.
Day 2. Details, details, details. They think of everything. After a day of sightseeing, Royal Caribbean had iced tea and juices waiting for us at the dock. Back on the ship, an artist was carving an ice sculpture for the midnight buffet. That kind of attention to detail seems not the exception but the rule. We could all learn something from the way they do business at Royal Caribbean.
You've got some Royal Caribbean coming.
Hey, is that what I think it is?
Yeah, it's my new Wagner power painter.
Look, can you edge with it?
Yeah, you can edge like this, or adjust it to control the paint up close. And when I'm done, I'm gonna switch nozzles and stain my deck. Do a lot of other jobs I've been meaning to do.
Well, does it clean up easy?
Yeah, it's quicker than you think.
Why am I painting this by hand?
Good question. Get a Wagner.
Do you toss and turn all night long? Do you wake up with neck and shoulder pain? Try the Contour Pillow, anatomically designed for the natural contour of your head and neck to support and align your spine for a great night's sleep. Look, ordinary pillows lose shape and sag, causing neck tension and back pain. But the Contour Pillow provides gentle orthopedic support. Tense muscles relax. You awake refreshed.
The difference I feel in my neck and my back is really amazing.
Best of all, my husband doesn't snore anymore.
Therapeutic pillows cost $60 or more. Now enjoy the ultimate night's sleep for only $19.95. Order in the next 10 minutes and we'll also include this washable cover absolutely free. Enjoy the best night's sleep you've ever had or return it for a full refund. The Contour Pillow is now available. Order now.
For shipment of your Contour Pillow within 7 days, use your credit card and call 1-800-292-3100 or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling to Contour Pillow, P.O. Box 11624, Charlotte, North Carolina.
I don't talk till I see my picture on the screen, Mark. Then I talk. We are with Elayne Boosler. Here is Jim calling from, and I hope I'm saying this right, Jim, Amelia, Virginia. Hello.
That's right.
Okay, thanks. Was that named after Amelia Earhart by any chance?
No, it's named after one of the daughters of King George of England.
Oh, okay. Anyway, here's Elayne. She's right here.
Yeah, Tom, I just want to tell you how much we like your show here in Virginia.
Thanks.
And in Georgia and New York, too, and also in Atlanta when you were down there.
Well, thanks very much, Jim. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I just want to ask Elayne, does she, first of all, does she wear a wig?
No, but I do wear a beard and mustache very often, and I am wearing a condom as we speak, so...
Honey, so am I.
You know, it's amazing, because this has been my hair my whole life. I used to... Oh, you are? Thank you. This is excellent, safe talk. Yeah. I used to straighten it for years. My mother would iron it, and I slept on orange juice cans, and I fought it so hard. And I finally, you know, all my time, I had a right arm that was about 2 inches bigger around from the dryer. And I just said, you know, I could have cured a disease in the time it takes to straighten this hair out. So I let it just grow. And then people say, is it a perm? And I say, if it was a perm, wouldn't I have grown it out by now? Now it's my hair.
Now, tell us a little more about your personal life. Are you married, or?
I think it's pretty personal to know that I don't wear a wig, and that's all I have to say to you. Okay. Am I married? Okay. Why, no, I'm not married. What have you heard?
No, I just wondered, because you're such a happy comedian. And
well, that's probably because I'm not married. No, you know, I'm on the road all the time, and you can have a personal life on the road, but you have to have it with strangers. No, I'm getting married, actually. Which
Are you?
Is, yes, I never thought those. It's almost hard to.
Well, tell us a little bit. Now, your guys.
I can't tell you too much. It's a government witness relocation thing. But he swears he's different.
But your guy loves cars, and you went up to Monterey to see the car show last.
Yes, we did. He loves cars. He stood there in the middle of the Ferraris and said, "Oh, it's like standing in a field of naked women." And I thought, well, if I ever find tire treads when you come home on your collar, that's so. Yeah, he's a good guy.
There you go, Jim.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, our pleasure. And congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. Jim moves around a lot. He's seen you in like 9 states. It's either prison or the army. What do you think?
I'm very happy for you, because I know you've been working hard and you never wanted to get married, but you found a guy that
I never ever wanted to get married, but I want to marry Bill. I mean, I want to marry him. I want to keep the receipt on this one. I'm not bringing him back.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, he's
That's
just
wonderful.
terrific.
And you saw Jay Leno up north.
Jay Leno was giving a Ferrari interview
about,
yes, he was there. He was showing his Bentley, I believe, and he was talking to Mr. Pininfarina, the Ferrari people, and they signed their cars, so you know it's got to be 6 figures, you know.
Easy.
And he's giving his interview, and I'm right by eyeshot.
And is he serious? Like, well, you know.
Yes, because these are cars, and men mean this.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know what I was thinking, is there anything on earth I feel this way about, that I care so much? I mean, something that doesn't breathe?
We do love them.
He just loves cars.
No, we went to the Peterson Car Museum last week, Mark and I and some guys on the crew, and I mean, we're in heaven.
Do you know what? I probably would feel like that at Cooperstown. I am such a baseball fan, and yes, and I almost went to the 3 tenors, but I realized it was a National League park, and they don't have the designated tenor, and for that price, I wanted 4 guys.
Bravo.
So I didn't go, but you know, I love baseball, and the strike has killed me. I just got a check back from the Dodgers for this leg of the season tickets that aren't used during the strike, and I said, I don't want the check back, make them play.
I want the ball game,
yes.
Sure. I'm the same way. I don't go to the ballpark as often as you, but I've got the satellite dish going all night long. Please. I watch the reruns, the replays, the whole thing. Everything. I'm nuts for it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's the only continuity I've ever had in my life. I mean, there's not family, there's not a marriage, there's not children growing.
But there are the boys of summer.
But yes, and they come back again, and you know, they get better and they get older, and so do you, and you watch this, and there's an arc to your life.
But like, have you been to Fenway Park?
No, you know, I was talking to one of the drivers that you sent tonight, talking about Fenway. He's from Boston.
Wrigley Field?
Wrigley, yes. So I was trying to compare. Yes. I mean, you know, foul territory in Wrigley Field is from here to here.
I know.
It's like I got it. You know, it's great. And Camden Yards, I got a tour of.
I hear that is a gorgeous ballpark.
It is wonderful.
And I hear the new one in Cleveland, Jacobs Field, I hear is sensational.
The thing they did at Camden, which was great, they let the fans fill out forms for about 2 years. What do you want to see? And you know what the main thing was that they wanted to be able to see? They wanted to be able to see the bullpen. They wanted to see what the strategy was, who was warming up. So I thought that was great. And they did fashion it like an old-fashioned park, yet it's a stadium. It's just the best of both worlds.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful. Here's Tom in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hello.
Hello, Elayne. Hello, Tom.
Hi, how are you, Thomas?
Well, when Elayne was here last time, we couldn't get in to see her because it was packed.
That
The
must,
only seats we have were in the back of the room, and we couldn't see her.
Oh,
But
you have to tip.
The last time I saw Elayne was in that little restaurant she said she was waitressing in.
What? Say that again. I didn't hear you.
The last time I saw Elayne was in that little place that she said she was waitressing in.
And are you still waiting
That was
for
the
like
improv.
cream and sugar?
That was
I
the
was so
improv.
bad. I would have to taste the drinks on the way to the table. and literally everyone sits down at once for the start of the comedy show.
Sure.
You get 20 tables. You take I was the worst waitress. My picture's up. Don't ever in kitchens across the country, this way and this way. Don't hire her. 20 people sit down. 20 tables. Or 40 people, and they all order. It was one round glass, not different glasses. One round glass, a red straw. I had 40 people ordering brown drinks. This is 1973. Kahlua, rum and coke, tab, root beer. They hand me my tray.
I'm getting ill.
And you pay for the mistake, so I can't make a mistake. I can't afford to give the wrong drinks. Okay, they're watching the show.
She was on stage with Andy Kaufman.
Right, that's right, Andy.
Remember his Oklahoma?
40 brown drinks in my hand, and I think, I can't make any more mistakes. I already owe 100 from the wrong drinks. And they're watching the show, and this is when I fell in love with comedy. I got behind them, and I tasted every drink, and they didn't see me because the comic was so good. I went, rum? Kahlua? Rum and coke? Well, this is how and I said, please don't, there's a bad comic on. I can't deliver any drinks right now. They're not watching. I had to wait for like Jay to go on.
Yeah, right.
You know, are you going on again? Oh, yeah, I'll let you serve your table. By the end of the night, I think like one guy turned to me, a table of 8. He said, we're going to have one more drink. I said, I think you people have had enough. Yes, and you saw Andy Kaufman do Oklahoma there. That was the era. Andy was incredible. He held court.
He was something, wasn't he?
He was the best.
One night he wrestled a Goyle on the old Tomorrow Show.
Yes.
He loved to wrestle the Goyles.
He
remember?
loved to wrestle the
Funny
Goyles.
guy.
Yep.
Thomas, I'm glad you called. Thanks for being with us.
When will you be back to? When will you be back at the Sands, Elayne?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to work it out. Maybe in '95, somewhere in Las Vegas. I have to wait. It was 114 the last time I was there.
I've got 5 seconds to get out of here. Thomas, thanks
gotta let
for
him go.
calling. Back after these messages.
Sorry, I just tend to natter.
Good evening. This is a CNBC News Break. I'm Steve Gendel, and here's what's happening now. This just in, Rosa Parks, the mother of the civil rights movement, has been hospitalized. Now, reports say she was assaulted in her Detroit home earlier this evening. No word yet on her condition. 5,000 Cuban refugees blocked from entering the United States will be sent to Honduras. Panama, Venezuela, and Mexico have also said they might accept some Cuban refugees. China says it's ready to resume talks on human rights. The decision comes as Commerce Secretary Ron Brown works to open markets in China for U.S. exports. Reports say the decision is China's way of rewarding the U.S. for a recent shift in human rights policy. 30 fires are burning in 7 western states tonight. One big blaze, Idaho's Corral Fire, is threatening to jump a river and ignite trees on the other side. I'm Steve Gendel from CNBC's Money Tonight. Another news break in 30 minutes.
This is CNBC.
E of fx cosine squared over the derivative of sine cosine x to the 4th power 1 has to first differentiate the reciprocal inverse powers of the equation, thus canceling the variables from both sides. This then allows us to apply Bohr's theorem to the entire equation, making sine cosine cubed now 4 times y sine minus the derivative of 6f of x squared, and making sine cosine squared equal to, anybody? Anyone got this?
At work or at home, if you've ever had to count quantities of coins, you know how time-consuming and frustrating it can be. Well, you need the Coin Master. First invented for commercial use, the simple tube and tray makes counting and rolling incredibly quick and easy. Take coins of one of the 4 denominations and drop them in the tube. Line them up, then place the quarters in the quarter section of the counting tray. Instantly, we know there is precisely $7.75. To make a bankroll, fill the quarter section of the tray. Put the $10 in the tube, drop in a coin shell, tip the tube forward, and the coins slide into the wrapper. There's a roll ready for the bank. Watch again using pennies. Fill the penny channel to its 50-cent capacity. Transfer them back to the tube, drop in a wrapper, and presto. The Coin Master comes with standard coin wrappers. Order now and use it for years to come, only $19.95.
Just pick up the phone and call 1-800-551-2227.
Now, if you're wondering why the tenors did not sing on that particular
what
bumper,
happened?
well, you see, the slide...
They're on strike, Dodger Stadium.
No, the slide would have information that you should write to us, so we figure that if you are reading that, you would not listen to the music. It should be background. We are always using our ass here, you see what I mean?
Now, let me ask you a question about that.
Yeah.
Those tenors. Do you think, now you saw the first show of the tenors.
Oh,
the
from
first
Rome,
one.
sure.
Yes. Do you think that, how many people in America, maybe 190 million said, now who's the guy in the middle? You think that more guy went, I'm sick of being the guy in the middle. Now, I know the other, who's the guy in the, don't you, how many households?
You raise a point, except that I think that the first one was seen so many times
that they
on
now
PBS
know the guy in the middle.
that these guys are family.
Yeah.
And, you know, I went down to see this thing. Yeah, even though it was a National League park.
Well, all right.
And even though I'm not that fond of Dodger dogs.
Oh, they're excellent. What do you like?
I like bratwurst at County Stadium in Milwaukee.
It's a different thing.
Yep, I like...
You know they don't even serve beer after the third at Dodger Stadium because people have to drive in the fifth.
I know.
Stay.
You know what kills me about Dodger Stadium? And I mean, I love the Dodgers, and I love Tommy Lasorda and all those people. I went one night, they're playing the Mets. This is some years back. And they're in the 11th inning of a 1-1 tie, a great ball
And
game.
everybody leaves.
There are 4 people in the ballpark.
Oh, absolutely. I saw Kevin McReynolds hit a home run, bottom of the ninth, and like 4 people. So, but I mean, it was a grand slam, and it was wonderful.
Okay, here is Kathy somewhere in North Carolina. Hello. Here is Kathy somewhere in North Carolina. Hello.
Yes, I live in Saluda, North Carolina.
I beg your pardon?
Saluda, North Carolina.
Saluda, that was another daughter of the president.
Oh, Saluda. Very good. Thanks, Kathy. Here's Elayne. She's right here.
Well, I love Elayne, and I was wondering, what got you into the comedian field? Why did you choose to be a comedian?
We already told that, you know.
I was fired from the A's and the B's. I had no direction. I was up to the C's. I tried comedy. I didn't get fired. It stuck. That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah. Plus, as she said, Kathy, as a kid, she loved watching Jackie Gleason and Amos and Abbott and Costello. And so...
And Amos and Andy.
And she knew that she would one day want to make people laugh.
Well, we love you here in North Carolina. We hope you don't change much when you go to your new show. Tom.
Okay.
Oh, I was thinking, did I get a show?
No.
This is a powerful venue. Thank you.
You don't, Kathy, I swear to you, nothing is going to change.
Well, great.
I don't know if they'll let you wear that tie on network.
Yes, they will.
All right.
If they don't, I won't be there.
All right.
Kathy, I'm glad you called. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. So Leno's talking to Ferrari.
Right.
In the interview.
And I just figure, I'll say hello. I haven't run into him in a while, you know. So I'm kind of trying to get his eye, and he's so focused on the car thing, he does not see me. I'm like right here. So I just started, Mr. Pino! Mr. Pino! Because they used to tell a joke about work, you know, a whole story working at the Playboy Club, and the bunnies, they would have to come out every night, and the costumes were too tight, and she'd be going, it's too tight. I have to introduce the comedian. Oh, it's too tight. His name is Ray Pino. And now it's, you know, so I said, Mr. Pino, Ray Pino. And he forgot the whole thing. You know, it took him an hour.
That's a great name, though, Mr. Pino.
Ray Pino. It's an excellent name. Ray Pino. Yeah, it's a lot of people going down there to see these cars. It's incredible.
It is always a joy to be with you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the nuptials.
Thank you. Congratulations on the new show.
Hey.
I wanted to see you once before then.
What? Oh, you'll come over. Come
well,
on.
not if you're going to do pre-interviews. I like to just wail when I get here.
There will be no pre-interviews.
Then I'll be there.
We will see you across the street.
Okay.
In fact, we're here for a while. You might come back.
I'll be here.
Okay. With nothing to plug and with much in her heart to make people laugh, our friend Elayne Boosler has been our very special guest tonight.
Thanks.
Thanks, Elayne.
Thanks.
Okay. Back with Ron Popeil. Hang on to...
He has something to plug.
Wait. Hey, folks, hang on to your cash. Take the phone off the hook. Ron will be here right after these messages.
I like the city of San Juan. I know what you can get on. Hundreds of flowers in full bloom. Hundreds of people in its room.
This program is sponsored by Alliance Capital.
You find yourself in an inverted 12-week cycle. Now, there are many oscillations in strength, but you must look into the future, even futures themselves. You see the contrarive wave trend sideways. You're experiencing month-end seasonality. Always, though, you must align yourself with real values.
Is she an astrologer? Financial analyst.
Debt-equity ratios, earning growth momentum, current asset ratios, all of these will point you on your true course.
Okay, but where do I put my money?
When you say money, do you mean actual money?
There are many cars built safe enough, luxurious enough, and powerful enough to let you drive to the ends of the earth. But only one that makes you want to take the trip. Presenting the BMW 5 Series.
Do you know me? You may not recognize me without my hair. I'm Cy Sperling, Hair Club's first client. And since 1968, I've helped thousands of men with thinning hair. If you have thinning hair, this booklet is something you should have. It covers transplants, weaving, fusion, minoxidil, and proper hair care. So call our toll-free number now to get your free booklet. You saw the difference it made for me, and look what it did for our clients. So call our toll-free number now to get your free booklet.
Do you know which types of mutual funds are performing best right now? Get the answers when you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Call now and you'll also get a free guide to understanding money and investing. It focuses on the risks and the rewards of investments. Get your guide free when you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Get 10 weeks of the Journal for just $36 and the guide free with your paid subscription. Call toll-free 800-845-6006. That's 800-845-6006.
Wednesday on Al Roker. Al welcomes one of the biggest names in music, Garth Brooks.
I would love to be under the flag of country as long as they'll let me. But I'm very, very proud of where country music is right now. Now, where it's heading is up to country music.
That's Wednesday.
I'm Bob Berkowitz. Do you want to be a better sexual partner? Then join us for a frank and intimate conversation about what you need to know.
Next on Real Personal, only on CNBC.
Tonight, it's never politics as usual on Equal Time with Mary Matalin and exciting guests.
Music Express, voted #1 by the National Limousine Association, has offices in Los Angeles and the East Coast. Music Express can handle your corporate limousine needs anywhere in the U.S. and worldwide.
Here is a man that we have all watched late at night on television for years, selling us things that turn out to be wonderful additions to our homes. His name is Ron Popeil. He is legend in television, in broadcasting, and in salesmanship. And I could give you a complete list of all the things that he has introduced to us, but we would run out of time. He has had the pasta maker, the Ronco food dehydrator, Mr. Microphone some years ago, GLH, the stuff you spray on your hair that, you know, makes bald guys look like they have full heads of hair. And what is it? What's the fisherman's one? The fisherman's
Popeil's Pocket Fisherman.
Pocket Fisherman, right? Oh, yeah. And let me ask you, and welcome, thanks for coming on.
Oh, my pleasure.
When you were selling GLH, what we couldn't figure out was you're selling a product to help men and women appear to have more hair.
And to look younger.
And if you order now, we'll include at no extra cost the trim comb, which cuts off hair. Now we said, how come he's selling us something to make it look as if we have more hair, and now he's giving us something to take the hair off?
For people who have really long hair, it would trim it. But the trim cone was designed for people with big families that had lots of kids. And
right.
You spend $4 and change or $5, and now it's even more to have a youngster's haircut, and you have a family of 4 or 5 kids. The trim comb was wonderful, and hundreds of thousands were sold in that. Great item.
What is the first thing you ever sold on television?
A product called Spray Gun, the gun that washes and waxes your car. Was that a nozzle?
Oh, you put the pill in it.
That's right. Right, you remember.
I do.
Yeah,
and was that in Chicago?
Yes, right. I made the commercial for $550 down at WFLA, down in Tampa, Florida, and it was a big success. And it was like the razor blade business when you ran out of the soap or the wax or the fertilizer or the weed killer tablet or the insecticide tablet. You had to buy more tablets, and it was a great product. In fact, I'm thinking about maybe bringing it back.
Why not? Why not? I told you,
some of those great items.
My
from the
personal
past.
favorite that we did a spot on the news in New York one time was Mr. Microphone. And being a broadcaster, just to have a microphone, and folks, this was great. It had a little FM transmitter in it, as I recall.
Broadcast over any FM radio in the world.
Right, and a distance of what, 25, 30, 40 feet, something like that? Yeah,
right.
So that you could do karaoke singing in your own home with
or in your car where they got, hey, good looking, I'll be back to pick you up later.
Yeah.
Great fun product.
Anyway, we have an old commercial. This is something called the Chop-O-Matic?
Chop-O-Matic, right. It was, there was Chop-O-Matic, Veg-O-Matic, Dial-O-Matic, Mince-O-Matic.
Bass-O-Matic on Saturday Night Live.
Absolutely.
Remember that? Boy,
5.
That's good bass.
Listen, we're going to bring Pocket Fisherman back next year, so.
Remember when they do that, Aykroyd and those guys? They do.
I love it.
Just throw
Danny
the old...
DeVito does GLH so well.
Yeah. Anyway, here's Ron Popeil in a vintage segment of something called the Chop-O-Matic. You folks at home, watch the monitors.
I'm Ron Popeil representing the Grand Company, and I'm going to demonstrate for you the world's fastest and largest household chopper. It's called Chop-O-Matic. Many of you remember these old relics, such as that old chopping bowl and that old knuckle grater. There's no place in your kitchen for these horse and buggy utensils any longer. Chop-O-Matic is a brand new revolutionary invention, and as you can see, every time I tap on the knob, the blades turn around. Is the camera picking this up? That's what makes the Chop-O-Matic so amazing.
You know, the great compliment that was paid to you, and it just dawned on me when Art Carney and Jackie Gleason did the chef of the future on the Honeymooners. I'm sure if you think about this for a second, they sunk their life savings into the tool of the future that replaced 4 or 5 old-fashioned household items, and they bought a television commercial, and when it went on, Gleason went, he couldn't talk. They did you. They paid you a great, great compliment.
Right.
The Chop-O-Matic.
Chop-O-Matic was a great product.
Now,
things have changed, though.
I talked about you here last night because you were kind enough to send to my house the Ron Popeil pasta maker, and I, for whatever the reason, Sunday night I picked bagels.
I know.
And I didn't have.
I didn't name the product the Popeil. Well, I do have a product called the Popeil Bagel Cutter, but it cuts bagels so people don't have to fear in cutting themselves.
Right. But is there not in the pasta recipe a recipe?
Yes, you can make bagels with it, but it has to be very exact. What was the temperature of the water and oil?
I have no idea.
You see, but you have to have it between 125 and 30.
I don't even know what it was like in the room.
What came out?
I never got it in there.
But if you did get it out, then you could use the Popeil bagel.
But in any event, like you started to say, you did not call it the Ron Popeil bagel maker. It's called the pasta maker.
It's a pasta, and it is the
Can you give us a short order course here on how this thing operates? Good.
Very, very easy. We're really prepared here. Oh.
Whoops.
That's like that's like the picture falling down.
We've just floured the set. All right, now this is the
just dump it in. That's a container of flour.
Okay.
We'll take a little egg here, and there's a pin in the bottom here, so you don't have to use a fork and a bowl to blend things. It's another patentable area. We'll add just a little olive oil. You don't even have to measure it.
Very good.
Okay. And instead of using, let me just blend this very quickly. Stir it up like that.
Very good.
Instead of using water, we'll use a little spinach juice, and we'll just pour it up to the line there.
Okay.
Simple enough.
This is all in the simple, easy-to-understand instruction book that is a part and parcel of every...
You got a video cassette. If you don't read, you just put that video cassette in. Flip this thing down like so.
Okay.
Turn the machine on. And then just pour this liquid in back and forth in a slow motion like that. It's simple as this. A child can do it. You make chocolate pasta, pineapple pasta.
I know a child can do it.
You can cut a cow in half, and that's no bull.
This is truly a mighty Wurlitzer here, isn't it?
Yeah, it does lots of things. You let that blend, and if I really want a little darker color there, I'll just put a little more spinach juice in there. To make spinach juice, just a little spinach, fresh spinach and water in a blender.
There you go, yeah.
It'll give you the spinach juice. Maybe just a touch more color. Or you could use
plain water if you want.
That's regular pasta.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all. It's basically...
Now, how do you know when this is all through?
It's ready now.
Okay.
Button over here. We'll just push down. Pretty simple. Now, you can go out and spend $6.
I knew you were going to...
Wait a second, I got to do this. Come on now.
Okay.
You can spend $6 a pound for this pasta, or you can make it for around 25 or 30 cents a pound with a machine.
Right.
Simple as that.
Just over a period of a few months, the machine pays for itself.
It's paid for itself for me many times over. It's as simple. Is that amazing?
It's amazing.
That's what I say.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Now, we can just watch this all day.
Or we could turn it off.
Or we can turn it off.
And we can finish it.
Oh, wait. We can just, how about just cutting it off?
Okay. I've always wanted to see what this feels like.
Probably tastes pretty good.
That's very good.
So we turn it off now?
Please.
Okay.
How big of you?
Good.
Now, the other one that I had fun watching was
the food dehydrator.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. When you look at the camera, and you're the sincere, look at how sincere you are.
But I love it.
I know you do.
I mean, I really do love the products.
I know you do. But when you say, for those of you who can't get enough beef jerky. Now, do you...
Well, wait.
No. You know how hungry they had to be out there to eat this stuff? Oh, my God. They sell it at Mrs. Gooch's in Beverly Hills, and I just... boy, it's powerful stuff, you know.
Well,
jerky.
Yeah, you can make fish jerky, chicken jerky.
I know you can. Dried
turkey jerky.
Turkey. Yeah, I know. Dried pears, dried peaches, dried prunes, dried apples.
You know, I flew in from Las Vegas, but you got earthquake country out here.
That's correct.
And dried foods are a great product to have in your car, your home, for just safety reasons. If you want to protect your family, you should buy the Ronco electric food dehydrator.
Of all the things that you have introduced us to in the last 3 or 4 years, truly the most, every time it comes on and you're there with GLH, great looking hair,
right?
And you bring these guys up with their scalps and you give them a fast...
You know, the first thing I did when I saw you this evening was I went around the back.
Oh, to check the back of my head, yeah.
You got too much hair.
Yeah.
But
I'm still okay.
You will be a candidate in 5 or 10 years.
Oh, sooner. I don't comb it anymore, kid. I arrange it.
You got to do me.
Well, after the commercial.
You want to do that?
Yeah,
okay, good.
Spot coming up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We are with Ron Popeil, the inventor and marketer of the pasta maker, the food dehydrator, great looking hair, number 9. And we'll give you Ron's 800 number. Otherwise, there's no pasta after the show. By the way, you're also a great performer on TV.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really are. You're very
well, there's no script. It's easy. Yeah. I do what you do. But you do it better.
Oh, no. I can't sell like you can sell. I couldn't sell the Attach-O-Matic. We will continue with Mr. Popeil and your phone calls about how it all works after these messages. You're watching TS and the Colorcast on CNBC.
This is CNBC.
This program is sponsored by the American Plastics Council.
By the end of the week, 7 more lives will be saved. By the end of the day, 16 people who couldn't walk will. By the end of the hour, these special filters will help make 25,000 more gallons of water ready for drinking. And by the end of this message, 1 more premature baby will be protected. All of which is made possible with the help of a material we call plastic.
Why get only half the workout on an ordinary treadmill when you could get a total body workout? Introducing the incredible new WOC Fit from Nordic Track. WOC Fit's unique design lets you exercise your upper body and lower body at the same time. You get a fast, effective, total body workout that burns up to 1,000 calories per hour. Whether your goal is to lose weight, tone muscles, or relieve stress, you can do it all with the WOC Fit Total Body Treadmill from Nordic Track. WOC Fit gives you a 53% greater cardiovascular workout than on ordinary treadmills, and you can burn up to 79% more calories. And WOC Fit has no motor. It's safe and easy to use. Unlike motorized treadmills, you control the pace. There's no herky-jerky starts and stops. Call our toll-free number now and receive a free information-packed video and full-color brochure showing how you can get started on an enjoyable exercise program you'll stick with. Don't settle for half the workout when you can get a superior total body workout with Nordic Track's WOC Fit. Call today and get a 30-day in-home trial and 2-year limited warranty. After all, it's from Nordic Track.
Do you forget everything if you don't write it down? Well, you need MemoMate, the new electronic notepad that's as fast as you speak.
Don't forget your 2 o'clock appointment.
And it never forgets.
Don't forget your 2 o'clock appointment.
New microchip technology makes MemoMate smaller than a business card and featherweight.
Honey, don't forget to pick up the kids at 4.
It's great for busy schedules, too.
Don't forget to pick up the kids at 4.
Put it on your key ring and you'll remember everything.
Blue section, row 15.
You can use it to remember where you parked.
Blue section, row 15.
Or use it to remember directions.
Right on Oak Street.
You need a MemoMate.
Right on Oak Street, left on...
This microchip technology could cost you $199. But now, get MemoMate for just $19.95. So don't forget, call now. Don't forget, call now.
Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-767-2200. 1-800-767-2200. Or send check or money order to this address. But for faster delivery, call now. 1-800-767-2200.
If you'd like to purchase a VHS copy of the preceding program, please send $19.95 plus $3.50 shipping and handling with the name, air date, and subject of the program to Burrell's, P.O. Box 7, Livingston, New Jersey, 07039. For credit card orders, please call 1-800-777-8398.
Come from GLH.
GLH, I knew if I spent enough money on television, I could make any number of letters successful. And I just took GLH, and it stood for great looking hair.
But I mean, where did the idea for the product come from? Because remember, they used to have top cover, which was just paint your scalp.
This has a three-dimensional, so you can brush it. Actually, the powder idea came from Australia, and someone was taking a picture of rock, and he was a groupie. And he was watching this he kept on following this rock and roll band around, and he wanted to take a picture of his favorite guitarist. And he used a Polaroid camera, and the strings on the guitar did not show up in the picture. And he thought about that problem, and then he came up with this powder that he sprinkled on the guitar strings, and it came out. And then he thought about what could I do with this and maybe make some money off of it. And then the idea of using it on hair, on bald spots. It wasn't a great product. I got wind of the idea, met with him, redeveloped the product over here, and there's GLH.
Anyway, let me do this, and I hope that I don't do this wrong. And
you can't do it wrong. As long as you're not doing it on your head, you won't be able to do it wrong.
Okay. Oh, it's tough to do on your own, huh?
No, very easy. You hold a small hand mirror in front, tilt your head back, with the bathroom mirror behind you, and it's very, very easy. Go ahead.
But close, right?
But hold it close and cover the entire spot. A little closer. Yeah. Is it really close?
Yep.
Oh, that's good. Should have it all, a little more. I see a spot up on the monitor there. Jesus, you got it. Enough already. Listen.
Now you can comb that, huh?
Oh, yeah. That's the key, is that you can brush it. Women with thinning hair problems, but men with bald spots. And
I see.
Now let me...
Oh, the finishing rinse now, right?
You don't have to put that on. That's okay. That just waterproofs it in case you go out in the rain. It doesn't come out. Okay, take a look.
Oh, that's... No, can I touch it?
Sure, absolutely.
Of course you can, Tom.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Huh? That's incredible. Wow.
If you didn't know I had a bald spot...
That's amazing.
Yes, it is amazing. It is amazing. Now you have something...
Look, you got Kennedy convinced.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
What color is he?
No, don't even think about it.
That's what he says now. We have so many people out there that see it on television, and they say, "Well, I'd really like to get that." I like the way I am right now. I'm not going to change. But as their wives and girlfriends are saying, you look a little younger. Maybe get out and do more things. Have a little more fun.
Get out and do more things. Yeah, right. Get out and do more. Yeah, I got Popeil. Here's Barbara in Stockton, California. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, Barbara. Say hi to Ron Popeil. He's right here.
Hi, Ron. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Great. Listen, I have a question for you, Ron, and a comment for Tom.
Go ahead with Ron first. You got his attention.
How many of these inventions how many of these products were your own inventions?
Most of them.
How did you come up with some of these fantastic ideas?
Well, it's... I just look for needed products in the marketplace.
Sure, like you mentioned, the haircut save people money.
We were talking a little bit earlier during the break about why the pasta machine and bread machines. You were saying how great bread machines were.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at bread machines, and I saw that they've been around for 5 or 6 years now, and very, very successful today. Why not pasta? There's not much difference. People eat bread every day. People eat pasta every day.
Just about every day, that's correct.
And it's a high-energy food and diet, and we're all concerned about no additives and no preservatives, and that's why it's a good reason to develop a pasta machine.
What is the most successful of all the products you've put out there? What has been the most profitable or the most successful?
Well, I'd have to say the Ronco Electric Food Dehydrator, only because it was my first entry into the infomercial business.
Okay.
After so many years of being in the infomercial business 30 years ago when we had long-form commercials. But the food dehydrator grossed well over $100 million.
Wow.
I dedicated well over $50 million just in the advertising.
I know, but that's a lot of beef jerky, kid.
Yeah.
So, Barbara, what's your comment for old TS here?
Well, I have to tell you, I almost fell out of the chair tonight when you mentioned Alice Steinhardt's name.
Really?
I grew up in New York, up the street from Tommy Rogers, and my little sister Patty and his little sister Tracy.
For heaven's sake.
Were very best friends.
For heaven's sake.
It's a small world.
Sure is, Barbara. I'm glad you called. Thanks.
Well, thanks, and good luck on your late night show.
Okay, thanks, love.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Have we got the Mr. Microphone clip ready to go?
Yes, sir.
I want to here's another great hit from the past. Ron Popeil's Mr. Microphone. You folks at home, watch the monitors now.
Hey, this Christmas party is getting a little too quiet. I think it's time we liven it up with my favorite Christmas gift, Mr. Microphone.
Hey, what's that?
Well, you set the dial on your FM radio and testing.
Hey, I'm on the radio.
These kids are having a fabulous time with Mr. Microphone, the cordless microphone that actually puts your voice on the radio. There are no attaching wires, so you're free to move around. Broadcast over any FM car radio.
Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later.
For more information on all this wonderful stuff, you can reach Ron's operators, I guess, or information people at 1-800-43-RONCO. That's 800-43-RONCO. You're good to come on. Thanks for all the laughs, and I hope we see you again soon.
Good luck to you and your new show.
Oh, we'll see you across the street.
Great. I look forward to it.
Okay, Ron Popeil. Back tomorrow night, same time, same station with Robert Evans. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for Berkowitz, and good night, everybody.
Good evening. This is a CNBC News Break. I'm Steve Gendel, and here's what's happening. Here's the latest on the O.J. Simpson case. KCAL TV in Los Angeles says there may be a new mystery witness. According to the station, an attorney has told reporters he represents a man who was at the crime scene the night of the murders. Rosa Parks, mother of the civil rights movement, is in a Detroit hospital tonight. Parks suffered facial injuries when she was attacked in her Detroit home earlier this evening. Japan is trying to heal old war wounds. Tomorrow, Japanese officials will announce a $1 billion package. It will benefit Asian victims forced into prostitution by Japan during World War II. And will new regulations take the sizzle out of Detroit's hottest-selling minivans or burn a hole through your pocket? Find out on World Business at 6 a.m. right here on CNBC. I'm Steve Gendel, CNBC. This is Newsbreak.
Next, join Bob Berkowitz and get to the heart of the matter on Real Personal. Then it's Never Politics as Usual on Equal Time with Mary Matalin and exciting guests.
Day 3, fresh flowers. You can't help but notice all the fresh flowers aboard this Royal Caribbean ship. Someone's always scrubbing or polishing something. Our waiter Emilio told us the sheets are washed in soft water in case you've been out in the sun too long. Our ship sails south. I head north, upstairs to the health spa.
You've got some Royal Caribbean coming.
Do you know which types of mutual funds are performing best right now? Get the answers when you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Call now and you'll also get a free guide to understanding money and investing. It focuses on the risks and the rewards of investments. Get your guide free when you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Get 10 weeks of the Journal for just $36 and the guide free with your paid subscription. Call toll-free 800-845-6006. That's 800-845-6006.
Where do you look for quality primetime talk? Do you go to the All News Network? No. You turn to CNBC, the original, the network that's known for the best talk in primetime. CNBC is first in talk, with the greatest lineup of talk hosts anywhere, the Talk All-Stars. Some networks do primetime news. At CNBC, we do primetime talk. The first, the last, the best name in talk. CNBC, first in talk.